here, currently at the beach, here to talk about your anxiety problems. So I'd like to talk about the fact that we're so hypersensitive to all of the physical things that are happening within our bodies. So we're hypersensitive to the racing of our heart, we're hypersensitive to well, basically we're hypersensitive to the beating of our heart, we're hypersensitive to the digestion of our food in our stomachs. We pay attention to basically every single little thing that is going on in our body, and mind you, they are completely normal processes in the body that keep you alive. If these processes in your body didn't happen, we would be dead. What separates us from other people is that other people do feel these things. They do feel they're beating their heart, they do feel all their other bodily functions, but they don't think about it. And we think about it. In fact, we don't just think about it, we actually obsess over it. We are very, very obsessive with the way, you know, we feel with our body. And what I've said in previous videos is observe and distract. So basically, I still do want you guys to be observing yourself when you're having these panic and anxiety symptoms. I want you to recognize that your heart is beating and racing. I do want you to recognize that your throat is closing up, and I do really want you to recognize that you're jittering, because the thing is that these things are very, very, very normal to a response to adrenaline and cortisol release that's secreted into your blood and through your nervous system. So I want you to really recognize that these things aren't going to kill you. Brought myself to a calm kind of place, to the beach. I really love the beach. Makes me feel grounded, because all too often when we are experiencing too much panic and anxiety, we're not grounded. We're very out of control. We're not at the center of ourselves. And when I come to the beach, I feel calm at the center of myself. And that's what separates us from other people, is that we're not feeling at center, we're not feeling at ease, we're feeling anxious, and we obsess too much over what's going on with our bodies. And it's especially for you hypochondriacs out there, you know. We're all hypochondriacs in some way or another, but people like us, you know, we get these irrational fears, and we need to separate the irrationalities from the rationalities. We are irrational in the sense that we find it abnormal that our heart is beating hard when we are running. We find it abnormal that when we eat a huge meal that we feel too full and start thinking about, oh no, my blood is going to my stomach and it's not going to go to my head, I might faint, I'm going to die, or something like that. Something irrational, some stupid crap like that. Remember, just stay in your body, and when you're staying in your body, you're grounded. If you stay in your mind, you're not grounded. Your feet is what is touching the ground, not your head. Listen to your feet, listen to your body, and don't listen to your head so much, don't listen to your mind so much, okay? The reason why I also came to the beach down here is because I want to give you guys a bit of an analogy. When you are experiencing the onset of your anxiety and panic symptoms, you could really think about it like being caught up in a rip. You know what a rip is, basically, a current that drags you out into sea. And if you're in a rip, you have a couple of options. You can either try to swim against it and fight it. Okay, you can try to swim against the current and try to fight it and try to get back to shore and fight it. What you're going to do there is, if you choose that option, you're going to end up, that's where most people end up killing themselves, because they've exhausted themselves and they've drowned themselves because they're fighting against the current, they're not going with the flow. Your second option, okay, is to think rationally. So here comes that irrational and rationality aspects of what I'm saying. It's irrational to think that if you are going to try and fight against the current that's dragging you out into sea, that you're somehow going to get to shore safely. It's rational to think that you can swim to the side of the current and away from the current in order for you to circle back around and come back into shore. That's rational. And when we have the onset of panic and anxiety, all rationality is thrown out of the window. It's all thrown out of the window. And the thing is, like, when you have the onset of panic and anxiety, you must be going with the flow. And that's what I'm saying about observe and be aware. Okay, be aware of what's happening. Observe and go with the flow. Okay, so observe, be aware, and go with the flow. And then, just like how you're caught up in the rip of a current going out into sea, you need to think rationally about how am I going to get out of this onset of panic and anxiety symptoms. And what you need to do is you need to observe, ground yourself, and recognize, and then that's where I was saying about overstepping that boundary of what's causing you to spin out of control with your physical symptoms. You're behind yourself at the moment. Go with the flow. Let the current drag you out to sea, and once you're out into sea, swim to the side and bring yourself back into shore by observing yourself and recognizing all the physical symptoms you have, so such as your heartbeat, your jittering, the sense that I'm going to die. Recognize it all. I hope that helps. I'm gonna go have a swim. Have a good day, guys. I hope this helped. Catch up.